I think we are good to go. Hello, everybody. We're just waiting for technology to catch up here. Okay, great. Welcome, everyone. I am Kim Arneson. I'm the Administrative Coordinator for the Healer Within Foundation, and I will be introducing our practice leader for today's session. But first, we are absolutely delighted to have you with us today for the return of our Healer Within Practice Leader sessions. This is our second one. We also want to extend a huge thank you to our leader today, Sharon Infante, for joining us in this space. Thank you so much, Sharon. Sharon will be leading us through a 30 to 45-minute practice session today. Towards the end of her practice session, you'll find her contact information located in the chat section of this video. If you feel inclined to check out her work and her latest offerings after what is sure to be a beautiful session. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our presenter today, Sharon. Sharon has been studying the Eastern arts since 2001 and holds a certification as a medical Qigong practitioner and an Institute of Integral Qigong and Tai Chi senior trainer for Tai Chi Easy and Healer Within practice leader. She's a certified 200 hours in Qigong with the Universal Healing Tao and various Qigong and Tai Chi forms. Additionally, she is trained in medical Qigong, meditation, certified advanced Reiki, sacred sound healing with tuning forks, gongs, Tibetan bowls, and crystal bowls. She conducts trainings, workshops, classes, and presentations, as well as she has studied with many practitioners, healers, shamans, masters, and a grand master. Her workshop retreat for January 2023 information will be available soon on her website. Thank you again, Sharon, and thank you to this community for partaking in this practice leader session. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and without further ado, thank you so much, Sharon. You are welcome to pop on.
All right. Thank you so much, Kim, for that wonderful introduction and so warm and smiling from you. And that's where I'd like to start, is bringing the warmth and the smiles into each and every one of you. And I just want to briefly give you a little information as to why Tai Chi and why Qigong, why meditation. We all have a story somewhere within our life at some point in time. And we're all trying to find our way in this world through all the noise, yet sometimes we don't see the noise. So through these practices and studying with each master and practitioner, I have learned something new about myself. And so I am a forever learner. My energy and bring that to you. My quote that's on my website is, I am the me that was stuck inside, screaming to get out unknowingly. I think we all have a little bit of that in us. And so if we are kind and patient to ourselves and give ourselves what we need, walks in nature, Tai Chi, Qigong, meditation, yoga, we will find our way. Three other people that have been quoted are: the natural healing force within each of us is the greatest force in getting well, Hippocrates. This is happiness to be dissolved into something complete and great, Willa Cather. And Carl Jung, your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. May each and every one of you that comes to this video and this presentation today find that inner calm and awake. Today, I'm going to start with a chair practice. I have invited so many people coming from many different illnesses and backgrounds and abilities, from moms to sick beds to major illnesses, diseases, just aging. And so the chair is sometimes what we need to have and should always have one around. So a nice practice that I want to bring into a beginner mind, and think of this as your first lesson, is to connect with your breath, because that is essential, the essential breath. So in your seat, and if you choose to stand, all right, go right ahead, because I like standing too in this kind of practice. But we will stand. Enjoy sitting back on the chair. If you're in a sit bed, relax. If your feet are on the earth, connect into the feet. If we are not with our feet on the earth, then connect into your sacral spine. Bring your vision there, and I invite you to close your eyes. And I just want you to just connect with your breath. So, a nice breathing practice, nice and calm and gentle, because usually we do warm-ups. But if we don't have that ability to do a warm-up, a gentle breath, place both hands on your belly if you can. And if you can't, envision just looking at your belly, because that's what the purpose of the hands is to help you feel the rise and the fall of the breath. And that is from the belly expanding out like a balloon. And then on the exhalation, bringing your awareness to the sacral spine. And when we bring our awareness to that back spine, we then begin to feel the release and letting go. This is essential, our breath. I know Stephen Hawkins, I know he understood the importance of breath for his health. So take a moment here and breathe in through your nose, expanding the belly like a balloon. And then exhale out the mouth, releasing, letting go, and even saying, ah. Let's try that a few more times. Breathe in and exhale out now. Sometimes we become forceful with that, so they don't feel to make a sound. Just breathe in through the nose and honor your ability of how long you can breathe in. Don't overdo it. Usually a 4 or 5 count is wonderful if we can do that. And then exhale to at least a 4 or 5 count. And I invite even longer to a 6 count. Breathe in and exhale. Breathing in again. And exhale out. We're going to take 3 more breaths now here, just connecting into your own breath, or continue the breath work we were doing. And I'm going to add the chimes. For absence of having my chimes with me, I am a music instructor as well with young children, and these work so beautifully. So with first one. Feel the breath, breathing in and releasing, connecting and letting go. Further deepening that breath and connecting now into the body. And now let's just be where we are with what we have. All right. So that's a great way for us to get started. To further expand just for a few minutes, some gentle exercises, and my focus is all about health and immune. So let's just start. If you can, place your hands on either side, one hand representing the past, which no longer is, and the other hand representing the future, which is not there. Breathing in and bring those hands into the heart. Connect into the heart. For being present, for being here. It is the breath that takes us through our life. It is the first thing we do when we are brought into this world. And it is the last thing that we do when we expire. Therefore, it is essential. The breath. Connect into your heart. And if you are uncomfortable with your hands here at the heart, then please release them. Just use your mind to connect into your heart. And you can even place your hands on the heart and connect. And while you do that, I want you to just turn up the corners of your mouth like a Mona Lisa smile. Breathing in and feeling the calm and the bliss and the joy and the green of nature and the beautiful bright golden yellow sun. We are a rainbow inside in the heart of red. And now that we're sending into our heart, connect into each one of our organs. Slowly looking to where our lungs are and placing our hands where the lungs are. Energizing the organs. Sending some energy there. And just thanking. A gratitude practice here is a great way to start and end the day. We don't tell our lungs what to do. So we thank our lungs for doing what they do for us, for purifying the breath that we take and release. And take a breath in and out. Beautiful. Let's bring them down to your right side. You'll be opposite me. Here with your liver and your gallbladder. And whether we have a part or not, it's okay. Our body still knows what to do. And so let's just bring in some gratitude here for the liver that works so hard for us, detoxing on so many levels of what we see and what we eat and what we breathe and what we take in. Maybe it's medications. And slide those hands over to the other side, your left side. You'll be opposite me, my left side here. Stomach and spleen. And of course, we also have our colon system. And let's just give some gratitude to the air in our body for all that we digest. We don't realize, we think digestion is just food. And it is not just food. It is everything. Again, from what we see and what we hear, what we experience, we digest it in our body. And when we hear other people's stories, we're taking that on too. So just thank your body for letting it go. Let it all go. And to reach to the kidneys, you can place them on the side of your body or in the back. Sometimes leaning forward is a little easier. And again, if your hands can't reach there, just envision through your eyes that your hands look at the kidneys. Thank your kidneys for all that they do. They are your life force energy. They are your life force energy. We need to love them, for they take care of us when we are at our sickest. Beautiful. Let's bring those hands back into the front and begin to rub our hands. Our hands might begin to get a little sticky here. If you have contacts on or glasses, then just let your hands hover over the face. And everybody else, envision the hands coming over the face, washing the face, coming up over the top of the head, around the back of the neck. And we're going to circle around a few times, connecting into the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, calming down from the sympathetic nervous system of the fight and flight, where the fibers then connect down the neck into each of the organs, reaching back to the kidneys. Now we just bring them forward up your right, opposite me, across the chest, down your left. And all those fibers connect into our organs, energizing, creating the parasympathetic calmness that we're looking for, of homeostasis. Further, slowly going from the neck down to the belly, sending maybe nervous energy or anxious energy, fear, and frustration. Just sending it down to the belly, placing those hands on the belly once again, taking a breath in here, connecting in, exhaling out. Beautiful. If your eyes are closed, slowly blink them open, reintroducing light back into your soul. Let the thumbs of your fingers glide over the surface of your fingers. And I know you can't see my toes at the moment, but begin to let the toes wiggle. By the way, a gentle, slow wiggle of the toes. If you have problems sleeping at night, you can either just watch your belly rise and fall with the breath, or just gently wiggle those toes very slowly. Welcome. Here's some peace and calm that we get to start with. So now, crossing over, I know nervous system, right? Some of us have nervous issues. So to help that, we can send energy. We scoop energy from one side to the other. Really what we want to do is cross our midline, crossing the midline. Nice and slow. Now, yes, these practices can be done standing up. And part of primordial Qigong is where the palms come right in front. And we're sending more energy into the body, bringing us into our birthright. All of this is our birthright, all of it. Learning and understanding our breath and the gentle movements. Beautiful. Now, we hold a lot of tension in our neck and our shoulders. So let's begin to work on that. We can massage our hands together, bringing some warmth in. So you really don't want to touch your skin, your body with cold hands. And you want to try and create some nice warmth in the body before you place them on the body. Now we can just rubbing the neck up and down, nice, gentle, and then you can make it with your hand. Kind of back and forth with the neck, adding more warmth. Now, my journey has been a journey for more than 20 years of Tai Chi and Qigong and trying to find good health from a bad car accident. It really caused a lot of issues in my neck, my back. And when we hold this tension in the body, so let's just stroke down on the surface, stroking down. If we have tightness in this area, this is a way to begin releasing that. And then coming through the shoulders, And then I like to go into the occiput. That's where the hairline meets the cervical spine, and just bringing it down more. Now we pay a lot of money, right, to go to a massage therapist, or wanting a family or friend or neighbor to come over and just massage us. Massage is so wonderful. We can then squeeze down into the shoulder. You can hold and pulsate. I will tell you, I do these exercises every morning and pretty much every night, and maybe even throughout the day, to release and maintain all the work that I have done. It feels so much better. You can even squeeze down the arms and send that energy down like that. Feels really wonderful. So now let's do gentle ear drops left and right. And if this is too much of a movement, honor your range of motion and ability. And then let's breathe in here. Exhale, roll chin to chest. Inhale, ear to shoulder. Exhale, roll chin to chest. Inhale, ear to shoulder. Exhale again. And inhale. So repeat these exercises as often as you need. For this practice, I want to get through quite a bit, so we're going to just shorten everything. In a chair, we can place our arms down at our side and slowly glide and reach towards the floor, and then rise up. And then do the same thing. I always say, ear to shoulder first, reach down towards the floor. Breathing in and exhale. Breathing in, rise up, exhale down. Now you might begin to feel some cracking. I know I just did. All right, and let's one more time to our other side here. And now bring up your left hand mirroring me and reach over the head if you can. Now, if you have shoulder issues, then please don't bring these shoulders up. Keep it here, literally right here. So you reach to the floor and then just bring it up. We're stretching into our side and into the obliques. Let's do one more time. Ear to shoulder, reaching towards the floor. Modification. Rising up, ear to shoulder, reach to the floor. And for those of you, stretch, stretch, stretch. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And we can do these exercises even laying down in bed, where we can just be turning our body like this. Now, if somebody's there, even just massaging on the back, putting their hands on the back and massaging really feels good. And we can actually take our hands, and I like to close my knuckles and rub up and down my cervical spine, my sacral spine, I should say, not my sacral. And into the place that we wear our belt, the belt channel, and up into the back. All right. And then we can do some shoulder shrugs. And then some gentle looking up, breathing in and exhale down. And again, looking up and exhale down. And your eyes neutral. And let's look gentle, right? We're not owls, so we don't need to turn our body all the way around. Just nice and gentle. Hold it here, breathing, connecting in, release, turning to the other side. Beautiful. Going to push back a little bit more as we begin to show some feet exercises. So when we're in bed, if we can turn our legs sides, left and right. When we do yoga, they refer to this as windshield wipering the legs. So we can do a little bit of that. Crossing at the ankles rather than on top. Breathing in if you wish. Rising up. Stretch. Keep those knees together. We're working on the hips. And now we're going to come down, bring these hands down in front. Let them glide over the legs, down to as far as you can go. If this is as far as you can go, great. Don't worry about it. If you can go down lower, then go down lower and then rise up. And we do the same thing on the other side. Unfold at the ankle and cross the other leg up. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. And bring those hands down. Slowly bringing those hands down. Glide down the legs. If you want to stretch those legs out in front, by all means, go ahead. Don't fall off your chair. Okay. Another thing that I like to do is massage the legs into the knees. So you can circle around the knees, adding warmth into the joints. This is part of self-reeling. Okay. And up and down, there's a thing that we call dredging the meridians, the energy lines in our legs. And so if I was sitting on the floor, the soles of my feet would be together and I would have a full practice in that. But this is just a nice way of being able to now, if at first you might want to just go a little on the gentle side, okay? Because it might hurt. And that hurt is just stagnation of energy blocks and we're just trying to work on that circulation. We can also then lift the toes when we're in bed or in a chair, maybe riding on a train. Lift the toes, and that helps begin to push up and work on your circulation and get that blood flowing. You only have to do it once, and now we lower them and raise them and lower them and raise them and lower them. So this is really good for circulation. I sometimes like to use my hands and get an upper body workout in that. And then you can do the heels, raise the heels up, and you can raise the heels, and you can do interchanging if you want to add some arms. And so the focus today is for immune system. Well, pretty much any exercise that you do is immune. But if we're trying to work on lungs, so energizing the lungs, like Tarzan, breathing in and exhale out. And again, and exhale out. And more time. Ah, beautiful. So we have lung points right here, kind of like where if you were to cross your hands and make a beak, they kind of fit right in there. And you could do little circular motions right in there to energize those points, those lung points. So if we have congestion in the chest, these exercises are really good for energizing the lungs, okay? The face, the hands, rubbing the hands. We already did the face. We can go into the ears. So the ears have many, many acupressure points, and they correspond to many of the areas in your body. And when you rub your ears, it creates warmth and connects us into the different areas of the body. It's like giving yourself an internal massage. And then you can take 2 fingers into a V and just be on either side of the ear, up and down. And again, we're back into the neck and down. Well, these are some things that you can do every single day. We can also breathe in and look up. We already did a look up, bending the spine in many directions. So for those of us that have more mobility, we can be bending our spine this way. And I'm going to do the rest of our practice standing. Okay. So everything that we've done so far, you can do standing. Breathing in. Exhale, fold. Breathe in. Butterfly breathing. I like to think about being in a cocoon here, and we can even turn to one side gently, bringing those hands down, squeezing, exhale, breathe in, rise. And let's go to the other side. So this is a great way for working our organs, but also stretching. Come back to the center. Breathe in, sink down, rise up. And arms down. So for regulating breath, we can expand our arms out and then back in. And adding our thumb and our pointer to connect as we bring our hands in, breathing in. Great way to regulate the breath. So I was reminded this morning, I was walking up a really big hill here, and it's a hill like the one that you might see in Ithaca and from the Little Rascals. Those hills are huge. And I was a little winded. I wasn't used to that. So I instantly remembered to go into a regulating breath, go and check in. Beautiful. For more immune, you can do these exercises standing or sitting, expanding our arms back and out. So any way to move our arms, which are extensions of our lungs, our legs as well. Beautiful. Last time here. All right, breathing in. So if we're nervous and we have anxiousness, we are waiting on line, maybe you have young children. I'm now a grandma. Pick up those children when they're crying in the middle of the night to soothe them. We know to shift the body weight, right? We know to shift the body weight. We can do this in a chair too, lifting cheek to cheek, okay? So shifting the body weight. We have a lot of shifting in our Tai Chi form and slowing it down. And then we can begin to pick up the heel and place it down and shift and release. So this is walking in place when we don't have a lot of space. Beautiful. And then now let's turn out our toes, constant bear. I loved bringing this into my clinics of teaching alignment and constant bear. It is simply having your toes facing forward and then just turning them out to 11 and 1 o'clock. Placing your weight, it's a heel toe movement. And so you place your weight in one heel, turn to the other leg and go heel to toe. Turn to the leg you just left, place your weight into that heel and toe. And so you slowly continue. Now we don't make big turns. We pretty much stay straight on here, right to each other. Notice, not big movement. We're not flaring our arms. So we're not knocking on the door of life. This is about the feet. We're actually working the ligaments and the tendons in our feet. So when we are standing, it also then begins to work the pumping of our blood and circulation begins to help. And so we have less anxiousness while we are caring for a child. And if you have a child, you can have them in your pouches on your front or your back, or just cradling them. And it's very soothing for children as well. Okay, so it's a heel toe practice. Arms are at our side. It's all about the legs moving. And this is really, really wonderful for the knees. All right, let's begin to slow that down. Beautiful. So in your chair, you could do a point and a flex, a point and a flex. And if you're standing and you need to hold on to a ledge, hold on to the ledge or the back of the chair. Heel, toe, and then do the same thing on the other side. I like to use my hands on either side, thinking as though there's a tiger underneath my hands, working on my posture. They also say if you place your hands in your belly button, that will work as well. All right, beautiful. Give a little shake. If you're in your seat, try and shake it out just a little bit. That's a great way for dispersing some of that excess energy that we need and want to let go. Waking up energy first thing in the morning. We can do this if we have extra anxiety, stress, fear. And so let's enter now. We've done some nice, gentle stretching and flowing, and I want to work on, we did some neck and shoulder. I want to work on the back. So many people have back issues. So just take your hands in a closed fist, gentle, very gentle. Just up and down here, the back area, up and down, and all over. And then what I want us to do is place our legs shoulder width apart. Now, if you're in a chair, you can rock your spine forward and back, just like this. And you can also move side to side. And then you can also circle your spine around. And I'm going to show that in a moment. For those standing, place your thumbs on your back, so on the side, and on either side of your spine, and push in and glide the hips forward gently. And exhale, and then release the thumbs, place them in another place. So it's a practice like this. We push forward, we release. Find another place. Push forward and release. Beautiful. So we can do that throughout the whole back area. Also, when we were with crossed ankles, that also helps the back spine as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. And now let's enter into a nice gentle flow with flowing motion. My favorite from Tai Chi Easy and Buzang Qigong, just entering into a nice gentle flow. It's a little different than Tai Chi apparent opening. We take our hands behind us, rise them up, and then turn the palms over. Your knees are gentle, they're not locked. You might find that you're rocking forward and back. If you are in a chair, best with no arms, and then you can do the same. Now, something that I learned when I had some injuries is connecting right here. Sometimes we can't move our arms for whatever the reason it is. So have the palms facing down. And just gently glide those hands forward and back. And yes, my body is rocking, and that is soothing as well. Beautiful. And for a Tai Chi opening, the backs of the palms rise, elbows bend, and then the hands follow. So I like to take the imagery here of planting our feet into the ocean. Feet are like suction cups, letting ourselves just be as that water wave comes in. Our arms float up. And then the water rushes back into the ocean and our arms come down. Allow yourself to just rock. And expand the arms out to the side. So as part of routine for, it was actually done for veterans, military, just connecting, gathering energy into the body, making motions towards the body. Spinal health, our health is held in the spine, wanting to get connected to the space between each vertebrae. Beautiful. So you kind of feel like you're merged. You can even shift the weight to one side and just gently place a foot out. And you can do the same thing here, floating back and forth, rising and falling. Breathing in and exhale. Excellent exercise for knees. I have prevented this body from going into all kinds of surgery for the neck and the back and knees. Most recently, I was in a brace for a really long time, and I did exercises that I knew were going to be beneficial and just honored where I was at. And now I can hike. So it is possible to transform our health. Let's go back on the other side. Just a gentle step out and a little floating. And yes, you can turn that toe out. Whatever is gentle for you and on the knees. Beautiful. Let's step back into place. That was lovely. That felt really good. Let's do a little twisting of the spine, left and right. I like to bring in gazing at the moon. So you can do this seated. You can also do it in your bed. I know when I wake up, I am not using my arms and I am just turning my body a little bit left and right. And then I like to bring it down on an angle. So it's like thinking about bringing in the energy of the moon and the stars and the sun. Grasping palm to palm. Last one here. Beautiful. A prayer here as we end our practice. Let's do 3 on one side. Reverse. Working energy on one side. Prayer wheel. Stepping back in, same thing on the other side. And don't worry about how many times, the numbers don't matter. And back in. 3 times. Breathing in and exhale, releasing. Guiding energy through the body. Rising up over the head. Down the back, connecting. Down if you can. Honor your ability. You can go take a chair, bend knees if you wish, or do it straight legs. Running, working our energy channels, and then upper body as well. You can also envision this. But remember, the most important thing is the breath. Take a moment here. As my business name is Embracing Your Energy, embrace your energy here. Beautiful. Let's bring our hands together. I'm happy being here. I'm so delighted and just want to give an extra thank you to the Healer Within Foundation, to Kim for your time, and all of you for showing up. Thank you. I hope to see you again.